How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we have another battle with the Zangoose team. Hopefully it goes well. If you want to try the team out, use the code at the top right corner of the screen. There's also a copy and paste of the team in the description down below. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this one. And with that being said, let's jump into the team preview. Okay, today we're battling versus Tyler, also known as Lazy Boy, in the Discord server. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. Looking at the team, they've got an Ampharos, Basculin, Pyroar, a Drifblim, a Gabite, and a Toxicroak. Pretty cool looking team. Got to watch out for that Basculin because it hits like a truck. We don't actually have much of a switch into Basculin, do we? So I'm going to lead off with our Brucey over here. Going to go ahead and get them Stealth Rocks up because I see a Pyro and a Drifblim. They might lead off with Gabite to get their own Stealth Rocks and Spikes up because I imagine Gabite's going to have a similar role as Garchomp. So let's just see how it goes. And the battle begins. So Lazy Boy Tyler over there is going to lead off with the Gabite as expected, nice and shiny. We're going to lead off with Brucey the Lycanroc, also nice and shiny. Got a battle of the blues here, so that's pretty awesome. I'm going to go straight for the Taunt just to get some, just to make sure that the hazards don't get stacked on my side of the field. We go for the Taunt. They might expect the Taunt and go for something like an Earthquake right now, which will take us down to a Sash, but let's just see what they're going to do. They did try and go straight for a Swords Dance, which is interesting. So I'm going to go for a Stealth Rock right now. They're probably going to attack us. Well, they have to attack us if they've stayed in. If they stayed in, they're definitely going to go for an Earthquake right now. So let's see what happens here. So they go for an EQ. That's going to take us right down to our Sash. And now I'm thinking, do I want to go for the Endeavor? I will die to the Rough Skin, unfortunately, if I do that. But we'll get the Gabite down to low HP. Or do I want to go ahead and do something else? So I'm thinking we might go into Drifblim right now. I think Drifblim is definitely a good one. So we'll go Drifblim. We're going to be immune to the Earthquake. We can take no damage from the Dragon Claw either. Which would be great because we are physically defensive. So we'll go into Pumpy real quick. The Drifblim. There we go. Drifblim comes on in. They go for an Earthquake, which is going to do nothing to us, of course. If I was them, I would have gone for the Dragon Claw then. So they're going to shake off the Taunt, which is unfortunate, but whatever. We're going to burn this thing if we can. They go for a Stealth Rocks, which is unfortunate because that means Lycanroc is down, unfortunately. So that's absolutely fine. We go for the Will-O-Wisp. We do hit the Will-O-Wisp, which is great. Going to burn the old Gabite over there, which is fine and dandy, really. Now they probably go into Pyroar expecting a Hex, right? That's what I would do. I would go into Pyroar, personally. So for now, I'm going to go for a Defog. I know we've just set up hazards, but I didn't really want them having hazards up as they go for a Swords Dance, which is terrifying. So Gabite is going to go for a Swords Dance. We go for a Defog, get rid of those Stealth Rocks real quick. There we go. Lowers their evasion as well, which is always fun. And now that they've gone for a Swords Dance, no matter what damage they do to us, Drifblim wins this outcome. Drifblim definitely wins this matchup. So we go for a Hex now. Hex will do a lot of damage to the Gabite, despite the Eviolite that it probably has. They go for an Outrage, which is interesting. That's going to do some solid damage, bit of chip damage here and there. We go for the Hex. Hex is obviously going to do some good damage as well, as they get hurt by the burn as well. Now that we know that they're locked into Outrage, though, we can go for a Strength Sap, which is going to lower their attack. They go for another Outrage. That's going to do a lot of damage to us. Unfortunately, luckily they don't get a crit. We go for the Strength Sap. That's going to restore our health right back up to full. So there we go. Drifblim is an extremely hard Pokemon to beat. We want to keep this healthy for the Basculin as well, because obviously Wave Crash is going to hurt from that thing, especially if it's adaptability. So now I'm going to go for a Hex just to get some damage off. They go for another Outrage because they're locked in. It's going to do minimal damage thanks to the Strength Sap earlier, as they're going to get confused, and now they're going to get taken out by the Hex, which is absolutely fine by me. We can get Lycanroc in for some more hazards later on down the line if we need to. So Gabite goes down, which is great. And now I'd probably bring in Pyroar or Drifblim. Pyroar walls this Drifblim set. In comes the Drifblim, which is absolutely fine by me. It's nice and shiny as well. I'm wondering what to do here. So I've got a couple of options. They probably go for a burn, right? Let's go into Eelektross. Eelektross doesn't care if he gets burned, and it can definitely eat up a hit from this Drifblim, no problem. And then we can go for a Thunderbolt. There we go. Going to withdraw Pumpy. We're going to go into Eelektross. The only thing I can see Eelektross doing in this game is taking out the Drifblim, really. So we'll go into Eelektross real quick, as they do decide to Terrestrialize, which is interesting. What type are they going to go into, though? That's the real question. So they're going to go ahead and Terrestrialize into a Electric type. Interesting choice. It would give them it gives them a resistance to electric instead of a weakness, which makes a lot of sense. And it does really work out for this Eelektross matchup. So they go for a Thunderbolt, which would have definitely taken out Drifblim. Not going to do anything to Eelektross though if it's Fat Assault Vest on it, as they are actually going to get burned, which is going to give them the flare boost ability. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and go straight for a Volt Switch. We should be slower than them. They go for a Hex, which is going to do minimal damage to us. Actually, it does a lot. That does a lot of damage. Volt Switch comes through. It's going to do some chip, which is amazing. We can go into a ground type if we really want to. I don't have a ground type though, so that's not going to work out nicely for us. Pretty sure Flare Boost only boosts your special attack. So we can still outspeed it. We can get off a nice and powerful Endeavor right now with Lycanroc. I think I'm going to do that. I think that's the best thing to do. So we'll go into Brucey real quick. There we go. Brucey can come in and go for an Endeavor. Again, we should outspeed this thing, no problem. And we should be able to get it down to 1 HP, which would be great. So let's go for the Endeavor real quick. I'm sure Flare Boost only boosts your special attack. If I'm wrong, then so be it. They're going to withdraw Drifblim, which is an interesting choice, which means we get a free Endeavor off on whatever they want to go into. They go into Basculin, obviously to take a shiny as well, that's cool. Obviously to take a rock type move or a ground type move right now, but that's not going to work out for them as we can go for an Accelerock this next turn and take them out. So down goes the Basculin. That was one big threat to our team gone down. Lycanroc's looking real good right now. He's putting in way more work than it normally does. In comes the Toxicroak. So Toxicroak's fine. It probably has Sucker Punch, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as an opportunity to go for a Stealth Rocks, get them up on our side of the field. It's going to limit the switching and everything. We go for the Stealth Rocks. They actually don't go for a Sucker Punch, which is interesting. So Sucker Punch isn't going to come through. Why is that Toxicroak looking in the air like that? It looks really weird. They go for a Low Kick, which is going to take us out, unfortunately. But we did good there. We did good. Lycanroc did real good. He got the Stealth Rocks up. It KO'd the Basculin, which is unexpected. As this thing revealed, it's got Life Orb, which is great to know. So we should outspeed with Zangoose. I'm going to go ahead and go into Zangoose. No, I'm not. I'm going to go into Bluenote the Fracture. And the reason I'm going into Fracture is quite simple. We're Eviolite. We are tanky. We're going to break the mold, which is always nice. They pretty much have to switch. They either switch out or they lose their Toxicroak. It's one of the two. So we go for a Dragon Dance real quick, expecting them to switch out or go for a Sucker Punch, one of the two. They go for a Sucker Punch, which is absolutely perfect as we go for a Dragon Dance. Now, Fracture is looking real good right now. Fracture is looking so good right now. Boosted in attack and speed. We are going to go straight for that Dragon Claw right now, which is going to be absolutely amazing. We go for the Dragon Claw. They don't go for a Sucker Punch this turn. They get taken out by the crit. The crit did not matter because Fracture has really good attack. I think it's like base 110, which is really good for an NFE Pokemon. Toxicroak is not exactly very bulky. So in comes Ampharos. Now this thing worries me a bit. It's nice and shiny, caught in a Dream Ball as well, which is really cool. Stealth Rocks are going to dig in. This thing has static, so we have to worry about that. But we go straight for the Dragon Claw anyway, and it should do a lot of damage, provided it doesn't crit. And there we go, lots of damage. They go for a Dazzling Gleam. I should have Terastallized there. Probably should have Terastallized there, expecting that, to be fair. We go for another Dragon Claw anyway, and we take out this Ampharos, no problem. They're going to withdraw Ampharos. What are they going to go into? I would have just let it go down. Personally, they go into Pyro. Does Pyro get a priority move of some kind? Does he get Quick Attack, maybe? Maybe it's a physical Pyro? I don't know. We go for a Dragon Claw, though, and it's going to take it out. No problem. So down goes the Pyro, which is amazing. Boom, boom, boom. Now they bring in Drifblim, who is at full HP. They probably have Strength Sap, I would guess, which is absolutely fine, but I'm pretty sure Dragon Claw will actually take this thing out from here. So let's go ahead and go for it. Dragon Claw comes through, KOs the Drifblim, no problem, as down it goes. So Drifblim goes down. I love how it was Terra Electric and it was shiny because the shiny yellow. It looks really cool. So pretty awesome. Down the Drifblim goes. Now all they've got left is Ampharos, I believe. So in comes the Ampharos, which is absolutely fine. We're going to go ahead and go straight for that Dragon Claw and hopefully get the KO. So there we go. We go for the Dragon Claw real quick, and that should KO the Ampharos, no problem, unless they Terastallized into a Fairy type. Dragon Claw comes through, down goes Ampharos, and he got the static on the last turn as well. And he got the static on the last turn. That's pretty hilarious. So down goes the Ampharos, and that's going to be the game. So GG Lazy Boy, that was a pretty fun one. We really got to show the power of Fracture. Really glad I went to Fracture when I did. I think it would really turn the table. So Fracture is awesome. Subscribe for Fracture. Just do it for Fracture's sake. So anyway, thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, and all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.